What's up everyone? It's Alia or Cake Legend, and today's the beginning of an amazing baking adventure. You all know Ashleigh from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, I assume. So it's her son's 4th birthday on Sunday, and we're gonna do so much baking. I'm afraid and so excited. I'm gonna be at her house all day today, all day tomorrow, and then Sunday is the party. And I will also be there all day on Sunday. The time is currently 11:44. I thought I was gonna be at our house at noon, which is not the case because I stayed up till like 2 a.m. watching Netflix, and I slept in this morning, so already getting a late start, but it's totally fine. So I need to stop at the grocery store to get a couple ingredients. Then I need to go by the bakery, which I work at, and grab some cakes because our good friend Rachel baked them for us. Then I'm gonna head to Ashleigh's house. Usually it takes like half an hour to get from my house to Ashleigh's house, but with all the stops we're gonna be making, it's probably gonna take at least an hour. So yeah, I am dying in this heat, but I'm so excited to get this adventure started.
What's up everyone, it's voiceover Alia here to fill you in on all the details. So here's some clips of Ashleigh and I coming up with all the desserts that we were going to make for these two parties, and this is the only time we planned this, and I think it was 5 days, not even a full week before we did all of that baking.
Let's make a list of everything for the kids' party and everything for the adult party.
Okay, Landon's kids party. So we're definitely bringing the sugar cookies. Let's just call our magic number 24.
Okay.
So 24 of the pizza cookies and pizza boxes. Cake pops.
Did you also want to do cupcakes?
No, because we're already doing, yeah. What kind of cake pop should we make? Sewer cake pops. I think I was gonna do mini cakes on the cake pop.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. The cake.
Yeah.
3-tiered cake. Should I do a candy bar to make things easy?
Ooh, I like that idea. Candy bar.
And then adults. So then for that, we're gonna do cream puffs.
An opera cake.
What kind of cream puffs should we do? Green crackling. Opera cake.
I don't know how we can make that Ninja Turtle-y looking.
Let's just keep it brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some kind of fun tart.
A tart.
Like small.
Filled with like
tartlets.
Yeah. I don't have a tartlet pan.
I do.
Okay.
We could make Florentine rings.
What are Florentine rings?
It's almond and like caramel.
Ooh,
Tasty.
yum.
I'm just trying to think, how can we make it fun? Like we can make it
Show
look like
me.
a donut.
We could always just drizzle it with green.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheating.
And we want to put that in
A pizza box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Florentine.
Okay, so it's now 12:13 and I just arrived at the bakery. Gonna grab the cakes. I also need to grab a quarter slab pan because we're gonna be making opera cake, and the recipe I have is for a quarter frame, but Ashleigh doesn't have any frames and we didn't buy one. So then I'm gonna go to the grocery store, which is just down the street, to get sliced almonds, couverture chocolate, and what was the third thing? I think it was milk. I'm gonna double check. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that today is the day Ashleigh's Food Network episode comes out. I forget the name of the show, but her episode comes out today at like 9 p.m. So there's also a party at her place tonight because we're all gonna watch it together. So I'm gonna see Rachel right now, and I'm going to see her also tonight. Here's all of our cakes for the 3-tier. This is gonna feed like 50 people, and we still have all the other desserts. And here's the quarter frame pan with some parchment paper.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay, the goods have been secured. Oh my god, I have so much stuff. That's a suitcase full of everything for me for this weekend. That's a toolkit full of baking stuff, like thermometers and knives and offset spatulas and... Oh, also an umbrella in case it rains, you know? Savo Foods, the only grocery store that I know for sure has couverture chocolate. Okay, groceries have been acquired and now it's time to go to Ashleigh's house. It's 12:42 and it should take about 15 minutes, I want to say, to get to her place.
All right, here's me bringing all of my stuff inside from the car, just making so many trips, going in and out, because I had so much stuff. As you saw, I had the cakes from the bakery, I had my tripods, my camera, my whole suitcase, my tool bag, and I also brought a blanket and some lunch for myself. Just so many little things in preparation for this staycation that wasn't going to be relaxing at all. It was going to be so much work.
Oh my god. Okay. I feel like that took so long. Okay, so I'm now here in Ashleigh's home and I'm gonna start doing things. I have not eaten anything today because I woke up late. And so I'm like, should I eat now? But I'm not that hungry and it's probably because it's so hot. I think I'm just gonna start baking. Okay. It feels so weird doing this while no one's home. So I'm gonna make a list of what I need to accomplish today. We have like our basic list written out that we did whatever day it was earlier this week. But I'm gonna break it down now and make a plan for myself and yeah, we'll do that. I should start out with things that need to go into the oven so that those can bake first. So starting with the opera cake. Then after that, I'll make the opera cake ganache. I also have to bake tart shells. So first I'm gonna make the sweet short dough that's going to be used for the tart shells as well as the Florentine cookies. I'm going to bake the tart shells so that those can have some time to cool and then I can work on those later. Next, I'm going to bake the opera cake. Then I'm gonna make the opera cake ganache and then I'm going to make 2 batches of Italian buttercream. Then I'm going to make sugar cookie dough and then I'm going to build the opera cake if there is time. I would also like to eat at some point and it's gonna be fine. So the first thing I have to make is tart dough, right? So I'm like, oh, where's the mixing bowl? It has stuff in it. And I'm like, oh, well, where's the second mixing bowl? It also has stuff in it. Oh my god. Okay, got my apron on, has my name on it, and it's time to finally get started. It is like 1:30, and Ashleigh's gonna be home between 3 and 3:30 because she's at work right now. And I want her to be like, wow, you got so much done when she gets here.
Okay, so starting off with that sweet short pastry dough, as you guys can see, I have the recipe on my iPad there, and that's because a lot of these recipes I took from my recipe book that I got in pastry school, and that book is really, really large, so I didn't want to bring the entire thing. I just took pictures of the recipes that we were going to need for this weekend, and it made my life so much easier. I'm going to post recipe videos for some of the things that you're going to see in this video, and this recipe is going to be one of them. When that video is uploaded, you'll be able to find it in the description box below and probably in the top right-hand corner. But this dough was just so easy, so simple to make. You never want to mix it for too long so that you don't develop too much gluten, and I used it for the fruit tarts as well as some of the cookies.
I was just reading the recipe, which I have not made for a while now, and it says after you've made the dough, which I have here, put in the refrigerator to firm up for a few hours or overnight. So, I'm not baking tart shells just yet.
Yeah, you'd think I would have read the recipes all like the night before when I was calculating them out into the portions that we needed, but clearly I didn't do that. But that's no problem at all. I just wrapped up the dough, got it into the fridge, and moved on. The next thing I baked was the sponge that was going to go into the opera cake, and this sponge has an unusual mixing method where you put the sugar, the flour, some of the eggs, some almond flour into a mixer, and you mix that with a whisk attachment for like a really long time. Literally no other cake in pastry school had the same mixing method. It was just so bizarre, but that's what you do. So that's what I did. In the meantime, I measured out some egg whites so that I could make the meringue. Once the batter was done, I took it off of the mixer, switched it out for the egg whites, and started making my French meringue. As you can see, I'm sprinkling the granulated sugar into the whipping egg whites. Then I got my pans prepared so that as soon as the meringue was finished, I could fold it into the batter. Then spread it out between these two sheets and get it into the oven right away. It's very important that it gets baked right away so that it doesn't lose any of that volume. Even though it's a really thin cake, the meringue just acts as like the leavener.
Okay, so it's basically 3 o'clock, and all I did was make that tart dough, and I just put the opera cakes into the oven. I'm gonna eat. Ashleigh's gonna be here soon, and then I will not have this much space because she's gonna start doing stuff too, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, I just ate, and now I am super full. Ashleigh called me, and she asked me to have the sugar cookie dough ready before she gets home. So now the plan is to make the sugar cookie dough, make the ganache, make the buttercream, bake the tart shells, and then build the opera cake if there's time. For Ashleigh's watch party, everyone's gonna be here, I think around 6:30, and it is 3:30, so 3 hours to get all of that done.
All right, so moving on to the sugar cookie dough, I used Ashleigh's recipe, which you can find on her YouTube channel, and the link will be in the description box below.
The sugar cookie dough is finished, easy peasy, so fast. That took like not even 10 minutes. Oh my God, I think Ashleigh's home.
Ooh, it smells like food in here.
Welcome home.
I love it. I was gonna come in singing, so I'm glad I didn't.
Now that Ashleigh was back, I had less space to work, but it was okay. I made my ganache for my opera cake, and the thing about buying couverture from the grocery store is that they don't tell you the cocoa percentages, and in all of my recipes from baking school, I need to know the percentage. So I was just kind of winging it. The recipe called for 58% semi-sweet couverture, and I just did some milk and some dark and hoped for the best. The issue with not knowing the percentage is that I can't tell if the ganache is going to turn out too soft or too firm, but it ended up working out. After that, I moved on to the Italian meringue buttercream, which is not too difficult to make. And Ashleigh got started on her cake pops when a horrible tragedy struck.
Ashleigh just started baking and she cut her finger.
True.
Yeah, not a big tragedy, but still pretty devastating. She had just started baking and we had 2 more days of baking ahead of us. So I cooked the sugar syrup, then poured it into the whipping egg whites, and now I'm adding the butter to make our buttercream. I will also be posting a recipe for this buttercream, so be sure to check that out if you like your buttercream being less sweet.
Okay, so the time is 5:37 and I've done pretty much everything that I wanted to do except I haven't baked the tart shells, but instead I'm gonna make sure that the opera cake gets built today because I think it'll be better and easier. So I have the cake divided into quarters so that it fits into the quarter slab pan. And I'm just waiting for the buttercream to finish, and then it's opera cake time.
I was quite excited about this opera cake because I honestly had only ever made it twice before. The first time I made it in pastry school, which is when I learned how to do it, and the second time was on my practical exam. So, pretty stressful. But this time it was just for fun, and I got to see if I could make it in a home kitchen. Really putting my pastry chef skills to the test. So we have a lot of thin layers, starting with our sponge, then I poured some ganache on top of that, spread it out, then I had to put it into the freezer to chill. I want to say about 10 to 15 minutes, just until it was firm enough that I could spread this buttercream on top of it. And then the next layer of cake, and then ganache and buttercream again, until all of the cake was used up. As you can see, at this point, Ashleigh's guests had already arrived for her watch party. But that didn't stop me. I just partied while I waited for the cake to chill in the freezer, and then I got back to work.
Okay, what time is it now?
It is 10:42.
It's 10:42.
We're near close to bedtime.
Everybody is gone. But since I built the opera cake and finished making the ganache while all the party guests were present, I don't have to do any more baking tonight. Ashleigh does, because she was working and then had to make some food for her guests. So I'm just gonna help clean up a little bit, not really, and then I have some emails to do. I have work to do now, like actual work for my job. And then I'm probably gonna go to sleep. False.
You're asking that as like permission.
Yeah. And then tomorrow's gonna be a very long day, but a fun day.
A fun day! Woo!
Okay, bye vlog. See you probably tomorrow. It's been literally 2 minutes and Ashleigh just told me I have to make ganache for her cakes, which she was supposed to do earlier. And I also asked...
Hey, it's not a blame game, Molly.
I also asked earlier, I said, do you want me to make your ganache now? And she was like, no, it's fine.
Here's me making that ganache. No, honestly, it was fine. It does not take that long to make ganache, and I knew it was going to help out Ashleigh and make her life easier, so look how happy she is with that ganache. She only let it cool for a little bit and then used it right away to fill all of her cakes. Meanwhile, I got out my iPad and started doing a bunch of emails for work, answering a lot of custom cake inquiries and sending out invoices. My mind literally does not get a break from baking, but it's all right. We talked about other things while we worked.
Okay, here's a little update for you guys. Ashleigh's almost done. This is her last tier that she's crumb coating. And she baked all the cookies. I did all of my emails, and the time is now 12:54. My God, it's almost 1 in the morning. Since I finished all the things I need to do, I said, do you need my presence any longer? And she said, it would be nice. I'm probably gonna abandon you though. Sorry. Good morning, everyone. It's 9:15.
No, it's not.
I was awoken by these two because Ashleigh didn't even try.
I need the video.
And last night, Ashleigh was saying, I said, what time do you want to wake up? And she was like, 7:30, maybe 8. And I was like, what? It was all a lie. Do you see yourself, Landon?
Yeah. You've been awake for 200 hours!
Anyways, she just made breakfast. So fine. And then we have the whole day to bake all the things that we need to bake.
Yes.
So the adventure continues.
Look at this yummy breakfast she made. We ate and then we discussed our plan, which basically consisted of Ashleigh realizing she had a lot to do and gave me like half of her workload. According to our original schedule, today Ashleigh is supposed to make her macarons and fill them, finish her cake pops, finish the sugar cookies, make cream puffs, and make the cake. My plan is to just bake tart shells, make some little Florentine cookies, pastry cream, and fold boxes. So I have a feeling I'm gonna be helping her with her stuff too. Now Ashleigh's back and we're redoing the plan because she's like, oh, I have a lot of stuff to do.
Can you make the crackling that goes on top of the cream puffs? It's very easy. It's just that one thing that needs to be done.
Okay, so that's my plan. My plan's getting really large.
Yeah. Yeah, right now I'm gonna do macarons right now.
Okay, so are you just having a mental plan or do you want me to write it out?
No, I'm just having a mental plan.
Okay.
Oh, and then you're gonna do cake pops.
Today?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be loud.
We should write down though what we need to buy.
What if we get your kids to fold the pizza boxes?
Oh, I didn't know you wanted ripped pizza boxes for the cookies.
They'll be careful.
It'll more than likely be like, Mom, I can't do this. Can you help me? You've got to put that you're going to fill the macarons.
You're giving me all of your tasks.
Because the cake alone will take hours.
I know. That's why I was like, wow, you put a lot of stuff for yourself that day, but instead you're handing it all to me. Okay, so I guess I'll make all the fillings, and then after cake pops, I'll fill the macarons.
Yeah.
Let's get Jordan to fold the pizza boxes.
Totally. You could totally fill the pizza boxes. He'll be mad, but he'll fold them.
I was just saying to my audience when you left, oh, this is such an easy day for me. I just have to bake some tart shells, bake some cookies, and make some pastry cream, and then like, that's it.
No, it's never easy. Okay, here we go.
Alright, so starting off our full day of baking with some tart shells, I pulled out that dough that I made the day before and everything that I would need, and I started rolling them out. These little fruit tarts are another thing that I learned how to make in pastry school, and I have only made a few times. But I honestly should make them more because they are so delicious. I will be posting a recipe for the fruit tarts, so make sure you guys check that out. You'll get all the tips in that video about how to roll beautiful tart shells that stay nice and crumbly and look perfect. Well, almost all of them looked perfect. We actually overbaked the first tray, but that's okay. As we started working, I remembered how much longer all of this takes when you're filming. It's insane. Having to set up the tripod and get all these shots of like the before and after, the prep. I just think it's incredible how much extra time goes into the filming aspect of it all. So now I am working on the Florentine rings, which are just little cookies. I'm using the same short pastry dough. And I cut out all these little circles, and then I cut even smaller circles. These cookies get an almond caramel in the center, and then it all gets baked together. And we decided to make these because Ashleigh wanted like a filler type of dessert that was quick and easy, but still fun, and could take up space on our dessert table. Make sure you're on the lookout for this recipe video as well. I don't know when I'll have all those recipe videos out, but they will exist at some point. Here I am making that little caramel that's gonna go into the center. And I say little because it really was just such a little amount. And that little tiny amount was enough for 6 dozen cookies. That's how teeny tiny these cookies were. Oh, and another thing that I realized throughout this baking journey is that bringing my own toolkit totally changed the game. In our previous vlog, we did a bunch of Little Mermaid themed treats, and I felt like we were constantly running out of dishes and I didn't know where half of the stuff was, but this time, if I wasn't sure, I would just go grab one from my own toolkit. We were also very on top of dishes this time around, which definitely helped. There's honestly nothing worse than looking for a bowl only to realize that all of the bowls are being used. We definitely stepped up the game this time. And here I am making the green crackland for Ashleigh's cream puffs. It was so green and so beautiful. I got it into a plastic bag and rolled it out nice and thin, and then I put it into the freezer for her. Welcome back to the update. So it's, what time is it?
It is 2:07.
It's 2:07. Here's all the things I got done on my list as of right now. I baked the tart shells, I made the Florentine cookies, and I did the cracklen. Ashleigh is going to start baking off the macarons. She also did all these lovely pizza cookies. We still need to go on our grocery store adventure. I still need to make pastry cream and strawberry compote. I don't actually have to make ganache anymore because we have lots that's left over from yesterday.
What else do I have to do? Cake pops.
Yes, so cake pops and folding some pizza boxes, and I think that's it. For some reason, at that point, it seems I forgot that I also had to fill all of Ashleigh's macarons, and I had to make another caramel for her cream puffs. But no worries, I was able to handle it and get it all done. In this clip, I am making our pastry cream, which is just like a cooked custard, basic vanilla flavor, and this was going to go into the tart shells, and we were going to put fresh fruit on top. It was such a tiny amount of pastry cream too. Like whenever I made stuff in school, we were always making like 8 dozen tarts or whatever, and it was always like a huge batch. Now I'm making the strawberry compote, and this was Ashleigh's recipe. And by recipe, I mean she said put some strawberries in and then like just some sugar and like a splash of water and cook it for like, I don't know, like this long until they're mushy. There was no real recipe, which is honestly fine for something like this, but still, it was a chaotic time. I was also making the caramel sauce at the same time, so handling 2 things at once, really putting my multitasking skills to the test, and then I used this hand blender to just make sure everything was all smooth and perfect. In the meantime, Ashleigh was making these super adorable pizza cookies. I was so obsessed with them, and she was also making a couple Ninja Turtle faces. Okay, so the time is now 4:16 p.m. and we still have to go on our shopping adventure. I finished everything that I wanted to do before the shopping adventure. Just finished up the strawberry compote and the caramel, and they are sitting right there. Ashleigh just has to finish her sugar cookies, and then we're gonna go. I also have to say that I feel like when I made my list after we had breakfast, I was like, whoa, this is a lot of stuff that I have to do today. But now I'm like, oh, all I have left to do is make some cake pops and fill some macarons, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Okay, we're now outside, ready to go on our adventure to buy all the candy and whatever else we
Whatever
talked about.
floats our boat.
See you at the store.
We made it. So what candies do you want to get?
Anything that is in our colors.
Ooh.
These.
Uh-huh.
Or these.
Either that one or the first one.
That doesn't fill nicely. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you're ill prepared.
Update, they have no Ninja Turtle stuff in the whole store, which is shocking. So we haven't been able to find anything that's on brand, and we've been looking for all the colors that we want to, and they're always missing at least one color.
No, it's all anniversary.
So it appears they only have spoons and knives. Knives and spoons.
Should we go with this color? Nope, because there's only knives.
We got our candy. We found the only Ninja Turtle thing in the entire store, and it's on sale.
It's just a photo prop frame.
The color is orange instead of yellow?
It's like a yellowy orange.
Okay. We also found Ninja Turtle confetti.
And ordinarily I would never purchase this, but it's the only thing that's gonna bring everything together. So. Okay.
Like grand total. Okay, we have 4 bags from Party City of all the stuff. Now it's time to go to Superstore. Oh my god, you can't even see it. Superstore, and that's it.
That's it.
Wow. First thing on our list that was not actually on our list is a fruit tray.
Perfect.
We found green forks.
I didn't go to the gym today, but I am getting my workout right now.
Okay, we just got all the grocery things that we
Except
needed.
for whipping cream.
Yeah,
They
didn't
were
have
out.
whipping cream.
Superstore is a huge store. For those of you that are not in Canada, it's ginormous. And they had like every selection of milk.
They just didn't have
Except for whipping cream.
It was all completely sold out. All the little ones, all the medium-sized ones, and all the large ones. So
we're gonna send Jordan to get it tomorrow.
now we just need to pick up some food for us, and then we have a cake to make.
Yeah.
And
We need to refuel, reset,
yes,
make the cake.
and the cake pops, and fill the macarons.
It's a lot of stuff.
Okay, we made it back. We're about to eat. We debated on the cake design while we were waiting for our food because Ashleigh really doesn't know what she wants to do. And she's very stressed about it not looking super amazing and over the top.
What kind of cake do you want for your birthday?
A Ninja Turtle cake.
And what is it gonna look like?
Green. Green. I'm calling the sewer down below.
You want it to have the sewers down below?
Yeah.
Okay, and which turtles do you want on it?
Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Master Splinter, and Raphael, and Donatello. All of them.
Any other requests? Any other details?
Shells. And Donnie's doing this move. Donnie is doing this move.
And do you want it to have your name on it?
Yeah. What is this?
Okay, great.
Those are almonds.
I don't like almonds.
Okay.
Almonds.
We'll see what happens when she starts decorating that after we eat. You guys, I'm really not kidding when I say Ashleigh was so hung up over this cake design. Like, we had to wait 20 minutes for our food, and the entire time we were just looking at pictures of Ninja Turtle cakes on Pinterest, and she couldn't decide what she wanted to do. So she handled that. I got started on the little cake pops by dyeing these candy melts green, really sticking with the Ninja Turtle theme here, and I started dipping all of the cake pops. When I started working in a bakery, cake pops were my thing. Like, I used to make cake pops every single week, and now I rarely ever make them. But it seems I haven't lost my touch. I had never made little cake pops before, so this was a first time. And these little cake boards were so cute, and they were turning out pretty well. So was Ashleigh's cake. She just kind of made up the design as she went along, and it was looking fabulous. Now back to these little cakes. I did tiny little purple drips with purple candy melt. And then I did some royal icing piped on top. I did little dollops on some of the cakes, and on the rest of them, I did a little rope border. I think the rope border was the way to go because I was able to add more sprinkles to these ones. And of course, we had to do purple and green sprinkles as well. At this point, I was loving how adorable these were turning out. They're literally so cute. However, I wasn't expressing that kind of energy in this moment because it had been a long day and we were all sleepy and tired. So it was just a moment of silence. And I'll give you guys that right now. A moment of silence. Welcome back. It's been quite some time since I made an update, but the time is now 11:54. It's almost Sunday, aka Landon's birthday. And ever since we finished eating, I made all of those little cake pops, and now I'm just starting to fill the macarons. Yum. She's making some heads. So, moving on to the macarons, we did 4 different colors of shells, so we had to make 4 different flavors. In the red macarons, we did the strawberry compote from earlier. In the yellow ones, we did the caramel sauce. The blue ones had the chocolate ganache, and the purple ones had Nutella. Can we also just take a moment to appreciate the colors of these macaron shells? They're so vibrant and so fun. Ashleigh really did an amazing job on these as the macaron master. I just did the easy part of piping buttercream rings and squishing 2 shells together. At this point, Ashleigh was getting really tired of making Ninja Turtle heads, so I think she did 2, and then she decided to go to sleep and abandoned me to finish the macarons on my own. But to be fair, I did abandon her the night before when she still had work to do and I didn't. But it's all good. I just worked in a comfortable silence and then went straight to bed. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I finished filling the macarons. Ashleigh's already gone to sleep. And I'm gonna do very minimal cleaning because we have to get started right away tomorrow on this mess. And finish the 3-tier cake. I also will need to be finishing the fruit tarts tomorrow. And I'll be slicing the opera cake. Time to get some sleep so that I have energy tomorrow and can last the whole day. See you guys later. Okay, good morning everyone. I was awoken this morning to a horrible tragedy. Ashleigh woke me up this morning and told me that all of them were destroyed.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and fix them later just by putting like a little sprinkle in the spot where the cake stick wrecked everything. Okay, so it's just a little bit after 8. Ashleigh's finishing the cake. I have to set up all the macarons and the cookies and get some really nice shots of them for our video and for you guys. I'm gonna go film those shots, then I'm gonna get ready, and then it will probably be time to leave. Here's all of the really cool shots. Honestly, I think the sugar cookies in the little pizza boxes were my absolute favorite out of all the desserts we made. I literally took so many pictures of them and sent them to my family and was like, look at these! Actually, the opera cake might also be my favorite because I was really proud of how that turned out, which you guys will see very soon.
Ashleigh's cake also turned out amazing. She did an incredible job and was stressed for nothing. Okay, I'm now all ready for the party. The cake is finished and now Ashleigh's getting ready. And I think we're leaving in about 15 minutes. This looks so amazing. I'm also in love with the pizza cookies. We have a little number 4 here that matches. After the party, I'll need to handle the fruit tarts, cut the opera cake, which is in the freezer, and Ashleigh's gonna be making the cream puffs. So, a lot to do in those 2 hours, but I think we'll be okay. We're on the way.
This is the ridiculous way in which I transfer cakes.
She's just holding it.
And it like
Smile.
balances it out for you.
Are you excited, Landon?
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Everyone's so excited.
We are in the elevator.
Right. This cake is so heavy. I know it doesn't look like it, but all my working out is not paying off right now.
I did carry the cake at one point as well, and it was really heavy. Why are all the cakes so heavy? Even our little tiny cake pops, they were so heavy that they fell off of the sticks. Now we're setting up the dessert table, which we did really quickly actually. We just kind of unpacked all of the things that we brought and placed them on the table. We didn't think too hard about it. We just went, all right, here's our table, here's all our stuff, let's do this. And then we did it. And you guys, it was so cool, the way it just came together and looked so fun. I was so proud of us. I still am so proud of us, the fact that we accomplished all of this and then did another party. It's so cool. You guys, find friends who will do cool things like this because it's so fun. We just finished setting up our beautiful table here. We got the candy bar, all the sugar cookies, the cake, the macarons. The cake pops didn't make it, but it's fine.
Because we're gonna use them for the adult party.
Yeah, and it looks so cute. And then the cake was destroyed, and the desserts were hardly eaten. The kids were more excited about the candy than anything else on the table. Okay, the first party is over and we're on our way back to Ashleigh's house where we're gonna make the cream puffs, the fruit tarts, and cut the opera cake. And everyone will be there in less than 2 hours, so.
And my family is very punctual.
Yeah, so not a lot of time. Landon's party was great. Landon, did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good time too.
Yeah.
And nobody cried when we had to leave.
And now it's time for the adult party. Alright, so on the way back, we had to stop at the grocery store to get our whipping cream and some other things. So at this point, it was go, go, go. We were short on time. The first thing I did was cut that opera cake, and look at how beautiful those layers are. I seriously was worried that it wasn't going to turn out because I had only made this twice before in my life, but it turned out beautiful, and I was so happy with it. I quickly cut off those ugly edges and then measured out what I had left and then cut it into these little rectangles, and then I put them on these green paper baking cups, which was so smart for the Ninja Turtle theme. I don't know why we didn't think of that earlier. I put those all onto a baking tray and got it in the fridge, and then I got started on the fruit tarts. First, I sanded out the shells with my microplane thingy, and I just wanted them all to be very even and perfect looking. Also, on some of the overbaked shells, this kind of helps get rid of some of the dark color. Then I melted some white chocolate and brushed each shell so that they wouldn't get soggy after I added the pastry cream. Then I quickly got my pastry cream ready in a piping bag and started to fill each shell. We were working so fast. Ashleigh's guests were also starting to arrive. They actually came early, so they were present while we were still getting everything ready. And since I was busy with this and the opera cakes, Ashleigh ended up setting up most of the display by herself. But that's okay. For the fruits, we just did strawberry and kiwi. The kiwi is green because we wanted it to fit the Ninja Turtle theme. I cut it all up and then placed all the fruits on top of the pastry cream, and normally you'd also brush these with apricot glaze to finish them off, but since they were going to get eaten right away, I didn't bother with that step. Ashleigh fixed up the cake pops by just doing a little buttercream dollop onto the part where the stick wrecked the cake pop. And then I used some buttercream to do a little topping on the opera cake. I finished off each slice with half a hazelnut, and then quickly got those on the display table as well. I was so focused on my own tasks that I didn't even see Ashleigh revive her cake. Like, from the front angle, it looks like a completely new cake. But we had all of our desserts out now on their little displays, and they all looked so fun, so adorable. We also included the leftover desserts from the kids' party, such as the sugar cookies and the macarons, because why wouldn't we? And actually, most of these desserts were eaten at the party. Everybody loved them, and we were so happy. Oh, yeah, and I totally forgot about the cream puffs, too. That's another thing Ashleigh did. But yeah, that was our baking adventure. I hope you all enjoyed watching this very long video. Make sure you also check out Ashleigh's vlog to see everything from her perspective, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!